team to get back to basics and focus on sort of the fundamentals of playing their positions. You know, how does that sort of apply to you?
I think what he was talking about when he was saying that is that it seems like one person is doing their job, the next one isn't. I think for us it's all about performing at a high level, all of us at the same exact time, instead of having different plays where one guy's performing really well and the other guy's not. It's more of a consistent thing. We've been having really good weeks of practice, so I don't think it has anything to do with practice, but it all comes down to just performing when you're out on the field.
How tough was it to take over the weekend, just this loss? Coach said you were mad. You watched every play with them. Just talk about trying to process this loss and trying to move forward.
It was definitely disappointing. Probably one of the more disappointing losses. Not such the fact that we lost the game, but in just the fashion. I mean, we just really didn't just give ourselves a chance. I mean, they were a good team, really good team, but at the same time, I mean, we just hurt ourselves a lot early in the game, and then didn't rebound or respond like we needed to. So that was the most disappointing part, just not playing to a level that we're capable of.
Did it feel like the Orange Bowl from a couple of years ago where it just got out of hand and just there was no way to get back on track?
I don't know if you can quite compare it to that, but it was similar. It was just one of those deals where, we had sat down and talked at halftime, and I felt like we were going to have opportunity to come back and make a run for it. And then, from the beginning of the second half, things just didn't go the way we wanted them to, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Taj, I know a couple of years ago you really worked hard to improve your body language.
Right.
When you make a mistake, you can't show everybody else that you're frustrated. And you have to be a leader and all that. I'm wondering this year, during some of the tougher times, what's your evaluation of? Has it been acceptable? Has it been about what it was the last couple of years, or?
In some form or fashion, I think I've been doing a decent job, but I mean, just like this last game, it wasn't where it should have been. There were a couple of occasions, especially when you got some younger guys who make some mistake early in the game. It's my job to go over there and make sure that they understand it, lift them up, and I don't think I did that to the fashion that I should have. I don't think I've responded like I needed to as a leader, and it's something that I just got to continue to keep working on. Whether it's talking to those guys, talking to myself, and just making sure we're all on the same page out there.
Some of these issues that were really magnified on Saturday night, have they been lingering in the BC game or just in previous games this year?
I think, I think you can say that, there were some things that, we kind of let just kind of lay around, just kind of stagger around, and I think that, Saturday it happened. And again, you can't have mistakes like that, especially against a team like that. I felt like if we were on the opposite end of that, it would have been a similar way to how they responded from the situations. And, you just can't do that, especially when you're playing a good team. I mean, you have room for error a little bit more when you're playing a team that's not as high as a caliber, but against a team like that, you got to go and just perform at a high level.
You mentioned not really being on the same page with your receivers. A few times there were passes that sort of just landed out in space there. Do you have sort of a better sense of what was going on after you've seen the film now?
Yeah. It was, I kind of understood it during the game, but, it's just something that we just got to continue to work on, keep talking about. We got 5 regular season games left, so obviously we would like for them to start right now. So I think that it's been good just for everything to be laid out in front for us. Just kind of see. We have an opportunity to have a special season still. Who knows what can happen throughout the course of the season, but we just got to continue to keep working on ourselves. I think, in a sense, everybody was looking at the big picture instead of just the moment, just the time. And that's something that we got to get back to and just focus on the day at hand. I
mean, is some of that sort of where you're reading that they're going to, break the route off to the post or whatever, and they saw a different thing?
Yeah, I mean, certain things in that aspect, as far as you expecting, something to happen right here, and then they not see it the same way. I mean, some of it was just on me, and, again, we got to do a better job as a whole. I got to do a better job as a leader and as a quarterback to make sure that we are all on the same page, because if not, it's just going to get worse and something we got nipping in the bud.
Coach Moore said yesterday that even the base offense right now has been difficult to run. I mean, what elements are not working right now for you guys to be able to open up the playbook?
It's just not being consistent, man. It's, having an MA here, missing this thing over here. And again, it's not 11 guys playing together at the same time. I think that's just the biggest thing. We go to practice and something happens here on a play that we run all the time. It's just kind of making sure that we all understand what we're doing so that the play can be successful. When you don't, when you have one person messing up here or there, it messes up the whole thing. So something that we just got to be more consistent on.
And when Coach says, Brandon Thomas has been fine, everybody else has got to pick it up. Do guys take that personally?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we kind of look at this as a job, and, you want to go out there and perform. It's not like we don't want to go out there and we purposely want to go out and mess up, but it's just something that you have to take in hand. You got to be accountable for your actions out there, and you got to make sure, whether it's just studying more, whether it's just performing more, just got to make sure you get it done.
How much is not having a lack of a number 2 receiver? Kind of, you got Sammy, but it seems like there's really just Sammy and a bunch of other guys right now, not having a nuke kind of guy or a Brandon Ford or Dwayne Allen out there that really kind of gave you those other options as big playmakers. How's that hurt you?
I think we got guys that can do it. I think we got guys that are capable. I don't think we have guys that's lacking in that area. But again, we just got to be more consistent. We got to continue to keep building. We got to continue to keep gaining confidence in each other and trusting each other when we're out in the field. I think that's one of the big things, especially when you're out in the middle of the game. Because, as much as you prepare, as much as you practice, the coaches aren't out there in the field with you. So it's really just you guys. So it's the trust that you have in each other when you step out on that field, and it's something that we got to continue to keep on gaining.
In that vein, do you sometimes, when it gets really frustrating and you need a play, do you mostly trust only yourself?
I think that just comes with the position. Anytime there's a play to be made and you feel like you got to make a play, you try to do everything in your power to make sure that happens. Sometimes it goes good, other times it doesn't, and you kind of just have to take the good with the bad with that. So, again, we got guys that are capable of doing it, but it's just a trust level that has to be there as well.
Tajh, how do you not dwell perhaps on so many of the negatives that come with a loss like this, and the fact the offense has only put up 31 points in 2 weeks if you take away that defensive score, and all these struggles? How do you sort of build back the positives after 2 really rough weeks offensively?
Because, if you look at the game and you really actually look at it, we moved the ball. BC, we moved the ball. We had 500 yards. This game, they stopped us, but not as much as we stopped ourselves. Just essentially, you look at plays here and there, a conversion here, a conversion there, and the whole game changes. It's just little things. So again, we would like to be further along than we are right now, but it's not that far away. We're really close to being where we want to be. And again, it's just somebody making a play here and there, and that's just something that we got to get done.
Are the problems in the red zone the last few weeks, are they due because you really don't have other than you in the running game, the other guys only got 2 touchdowns combined. You've got 5 in the red zone rushing the football. You think that's putting a lot of pressure on you and the wide receivers to have to make plays?
I don't think it necessarily puts pressure on it, but, in a sense, you have to go out there and make sure you focus on the details. Especially when you get in the red zone, it's a little different when you get down there. Things get a little tighter, and there's not as much room for error. So, again, we got to trust in the calls, trust in the play, and just go out there and just make them at the end of the day.
Was Saturday the toughest loss of your career?
I would say so. Just because I know what type of team we have. We got a really good team, man, a really good team. And, just to go out there and not put your best foot forward, that was probably the hardest thing about it.
Tajh, I asked Coach this, any thoughts on sort of the allegations being made about you and the $80,000 gambling debt?
Well, I tell you, man, I guess I got to pay some back, right? I'm joking. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. Honestly, I rarely watch NFL games, so, the gambling with that. I got Northland Cable. I only get 2 games on Sundays, so, that whole thing right there, man, It was kind of shocking to me as well, but I mean, I guess stuff like that just happens sometimes, and I honestly don't have no idea where it came from.
Those are extremely damaging allegations. Did
Right.
you know about that stuff circulating before the game?
Nah, I heard it did. Somebody told me it happened like right before kickoff or something like that, and
You didn't know?
I didn't know. No, until I got a few calls, man, that Sunday morning, and when I heard it, it was kind of shocking again, especially that being built on top of the loss as well. Man, it was just a rough little weekend.
Anybody got anything else?